Alright. Still pulling things up over here, but this gives a minute for everyone to join the stream. Alright, so I've been trying to think how I want to do this. If I just want to form a party, get people involved in the stream, which at that point should like give a little time for everyone to join, or if I should bang my head against a few. That's been the question I've been pondering the last half an hour. Camera a little closer. That's gotta be a problem. There, that's better. Alright. So we got a fair number of people on the stream now. So should I try and solo these, or should I start forming a group? And if there's anyone on the stream that wants to join, do some tier 1s, more than welcome. I suppose I should go get some shields. I know I have most of the key items anyway, but... suspect there will be death. Build a group. Sure, I could duo most of them with a Geo. Only one that would be a problem would be Kissed. It's here. Already have a link shell, and I don't even have time. Don't even have time to do events with them anyway. Alright. Well, hello, Jeffrey. Yes, good evening. Sorry, you probably said that a while ago. Been not paying attention. Alright. So, yeah. Guess let's start building a group. Reisenjima. This is why. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see, what do I need? Really want a Geo. It's a Geo and a healer. Let's actually let's see what we get. Geo healing magic. Actually, I really want to. Well. I guess I don't need to apologize, but it's been a rough day, so I'm actually drinking tonight. A little whiskey and OJ. I guess. Actually, I'd prefer a white mage. Normally, I don't mind for healing, but. Although, I don't think that works on Kiss, because that's an aura. I was thinking about sacrificing zombie, but I don't think that works. White mage. Core bard, I don't care. Take either one. I can tank, but I can also DD. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'll take a core or board, or, I mean, I'm fine with just a Geo, but. Well, thank you, Only Crash. Cause like I said, I figure I can, like, duo or trio most of these with a Geo. Guess I could always shout for a summoner also. I know people like summoners for DDs for this. Alright, so that's 3. Healer's taken care of. So really want the Geo. I guess I should say. Well, it doesn't need to be 6. So this one, if we get a Geo, I'm ready to go. I was thinking about putting 3 of 6, but then again, it's like I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I need 6, but... Just could do this. Make it even more clear so they don't think I'm shouting for like 10 people. I've seen people try and make full alliances for this. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for it's gonna... That's fine. Well, thank you. I guess at this point I should shout for Geo and then Core or Bard, because I don't really want a Core and Bard and not a Geo. Do that if I have to shout again. I need to get my Geo, like, up and ready to go. Like, it's leveled to 99 on her, but I haven't, like, finished doing AF and getting all the Geo spells. Stack, because this stuff can get nasty. See, and I got plenty of shields. Alright, yeah, we're ready to go. Hi, the Red Mage Soloist. Is Geo fun to play? I mean... Do you enjoy playing mage jobs is kind of something to say. Okay. But yeah, so is Geo fun to play? I mean, Geo's a very interesting job. Like on the one hand, Geo can like not really do much. You just put down your bubbles and then just stand there. But that doesn't happen most of the time, yet that's most people who don't know Geo think, oh, they don't really do much. Because sometimes I've been in parties where like the Geo's doing almost everything and it's having trouble keeping up. Just because you're trying to pull, make sure you enfeeb the mobs, watching for certain dispels, and depending on your sub, possibly doing different things, helping heal, like, it's an interesting job. If you enjoy playing mage jobs and support, you can have fun with Geo. But, I mean, I think most people overall would enjoy a DD job more so than Geo. But Geo, it's just a really strong job, and it can be fun, but I can understand why some people wouldn't enjoy it. It's not a terribly hard job for entry for beginning players either, although it is a lot of work to get up and running, and it's a lot of legwork. Alright, so is it like Bard in a way? It's slightly different than Bard. I mean, kind of. The difference is, like Bard, you kind of put the buffs up and then they're up. You have to do them. I mean, it depends. I know Bard can get like 11-minute songs, but there's plenty of Bards that only get like 3-minute songs. So it's like hard to say. Typically, your bubbles last for at least, I think it's about 5 minutes. There's obviously variances because the one you put down on the ground can take outside damage, and it's basically off of HP. It just keeps, the one you put outside just sits out until its HP runs out. The one you just put on yourself or someone else, I think it starts at 5 minutes and it lasts, but there are ways to increase the duration. And basically you just create a sphere, and just anyone in the sphere gets whatever benefit you're using, is basically how it works. You can put up to 3 bubbles out, with one of them giving to an ally, and it takes a 10-minute JA, so. What do you mean grinding the different sets for your dancer? I'm not sure what you mean. I know a little bit about dancer. I don't know a ton. It's a job that's on my, I have leveled, and I don't think I've taken the time to gear it, but I know it would be very well geared if I did, because I have a very well geared thief and like other things, so I have a lot of gear that it would share from other jobs, but I've not really done anything with it. So I have Aeonic dagger too, so, but I don't really play dancer much unless I'm subbing it. But I know dancer is a really strong job. I know how to play it and what you're supposed to do with it too, between like steps. Plus, you have flourishes and most of the things, but I'm not like an expert at it because I don't, like I said, I don't play it at 99, or if I have, I do it very, very little. I mean, you should have as many different sets as you kind of feel are going to help you play optimally. Like, you want to have a TP set, and you're very rarely going to find that you want to be using, one whole complete set in any situation. You want to kind of have gear mix and match what's going to benefit more for TPing with it. Yeah, you do need more because you're going to need a TP set. You're going to need multiple weapon skill sets depending on what your weapon skill you're using. Because I know you definitely want to be using different weapon skill sets. You're going to want to have like a waltz set. I'm pretty sure there's all kinds of different like artifact, Empyrean, and relic that do different augment things on the stuff. So you would want to have those pieces and. I mean, I'm sure there's other things too. You're going to want to have a tank set, like a set so that you're, not taking damage. I can't think of any other sets off the top of my head, but I'm sure are some other things that you would want. You'd need like an accuracy set. Would think you'd probably want your accuracy set for when you're popping steps to make sure they land. But yeah, I mean, you want as many sets, and that's for any job as you see or deem necessary. Okay. The Jovian set, like that's something that you would want, like here. I think Dancer can use that. Like, let's look at my Thief sets a little bit just to get an idea. Not that I have much, but can Dancer use these? Yeah, Dancer can use these. So, okay, Dancer can use these also. Nice. So, like, these would be, like, a really good set, I would think, for Dancer. So this is the Jovian. This was dropping off a Yilin. It took me a while to get the prayer to drop off of this, but this is, like, curse gear you can get from the auction house. And using that for the hands. Herculean body. That's, Herculean is, Reisenjima NMs drop that. The prayers that drop from this drop from certain Sky NMs. This was from, Ambuscade, and then again, Herculean, so then that's, Reisenjima stuff. And then, yes, the Wind Buffet belt's good. And the Ambuscade cape. I know this is a Reisenjima NM, drop. The Ambuscade ring for the, what is it? Moo set, which actually, now I think about it, this isn't even doing anything for me since I'm not using any Moo gear, so I actually need to change. We'll go with that for now. This drops off of the Domain Invasion Sky Dragon, and then just, Brutal Earring. So, and I'm not saying this is the absolute best set, because there's lots of things you could do different with Dancer, especially depending on how much haste you receive. You could go really far and be like, okay, if I'm not receiving any haste, I'm in this set, so you're at the melee cap, and then if you're receiving haste, you can have less dual wield. I know I do that on my ninja, on my main. but that's depends on how far you want to go. Yeah, Omen would probably be good too. I'm sure Dancer would get use out of some +3. What's it called? +3 relic and artifact. I'm sure there's. That gets back to the point. Like I said, I'm sure there's benefits for like steps and other JAs that you pop on relic and artifact gear. So having obviously the +3 of them would be really good. But yeah, I don't really know. You got killed during the fight Ranny? Really? Ranny's pretty easy. At this point, if you're in 119 gear, you should be owning Ranny. Yeah, weapons are a little bit harder to really like scale up. With Ambuscade, they made that easier. If you're doing Ambuscade, you can get Ambuscade weapons and at least get it to one tier below their cap, which is still really good. And you can use them there, and then obviously whenever you get a pulse weapon, you can then obviously finish the upgrade. But Ambuscade weapons are really, really good at this point, even if it's not fully upgraded. Yeah, I have multiple full pulses, actually. I have 3 or 4. I think, yeah, I have 4. So, the axe, the sword, I have the dagger, and then I have the polearm. The polearm's actually not that good for war. I think Sam's going to get the most benefit out of it because I get better weapon skill numbers with like the axe or even the sword unless I'm at 3k TP, because then that's what's guaranteeing the crit. So it was interesting, you know, using it compared to other weapons, and it's like unless you're going at 3k TP, which I'm sure some Sams with ridiculous builds can get that like that, and then you're just popping out those ridiculous numbers. But so it's like it's only really good in very certain situations. Yeah, actually, I do really like the dagger. The dagger is really good. I really like the animation you get too when you're like stabbing, doing evisceration. 9 is full. What should you be soloing to progress in Sparks gear? Well, if you're on a dead server and you're at level 99, I actually have a video coming out that was tomorrow that would be perfect for you. But in terms of now, I would get the bailed weapon, and then I would honestly start soloing or try and find a group if you have a link shell or any friends, and start doing some ambuscade, even if you're doing volume 2 very easy, and that way you can start getting the 119 gear, because that's what you really want to do, is progress to 119. So you can get the bailed weapon in Adeline zones. It's at the Peacekeepers Coalition. It's 3,000 bailed, and you can pick up a 119 weapon. It's not a good weapon, but it's a 119 weapon. And then yeah, I would start either going through Ambuscade or start going through Adeline. You can go through my one video, the getting started in Adeline key items, and progress through there so you can do Alluvian Skirmish. I would either do Alluvian Skirmish or Ambuscade to get 119. Then once you're 119, you can start progressing and doing other things. Yeah, the 119 weapons at, like I said, Peacekeeper Coalition in East Allen. I mean, that's what I do. I think it's if you're doing the absolute easiest difficulty, which would be Volume 2, very easy. I think it would take 11 runs, and you would be in full 119 gear with the Veiled Weapon. Just from total hallmarks. That's without you even spending any points, just getting total hallmarks. And then if you're in 119 gear, you could definitely bump up the difficulty so you're getting more points, and then you can at least start working on the +1. If you are in 119 gear, though, where is he going? If you're in 119 gear, you can obviously start doing it like the higher difficulty, and you could definitely handle very easy and or easy Volume 1 with a group, which would be much better points. And then once you get like the +1, you should easily be able to handle normal. Just getting +2 though isn't enough to make the difference. For difficult, that's where the biggest jump is going from normal to difficult, and then difficult to very difficult. Honestly, there isn't a gigantic jump, not as much as there is for normal and difficult. I don't understand. Well, yeah, everyone wants the support jobs because those are the jobs people, like to play the least. Yeah, everyone wants to play the melee DE jobs. That's why it's not hard to get those. I'm just gonna aggro the whole zone. Yes, core is useful this month for Amazon. It's useful across the board. Oh, jeez. But yeah, it's useful in both the melee setup and if you're doing summoner burn. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, ambuscade changes every month. I'm just saying this month it is a sought after job. I mean, they like to rotate it so it's like certain jobs are, you know, not used at all. The only ones that like are pretty much guaranteed to get used every month, month after month, is basically white mage and tanks. Mainly rune fencers and then paladins to a degree. Rune fencers just get more love anyway because of lowering the magic defense of the mobs, and it's easier for rune fencers to typically DD than paladins are, although paladins can do pretty good damage too. Ready? Oh shit. Okay, I haven't been. Let me try and go back through comments, but Thief is still wanted, but not like it used to be. Thief is actually a really good DD. It can get ridiculous. When I hit red, Thief can just get ridiculously high weapon skills. Plus, it can have a really good dot damage also. Should be a new Vor Seal. Yeah. Since that was a new NM I just killed. Yeah, hold on, I gotta go through comments, but yeah, but Thief is a useful job. It's just typically back in the day, Thief was really sought after for Treasure Hunter, and it is, but not so much, and only for like certain events. Like it's gonna be more sought after for like new Dynamis. Obviously, any old events where you would really want Treasure Hunter for something, but there's some events where like it's not, doesn't really matter. The heck, I'm going the wrong way. Oh good, lost him. You could do war also, in terms of, like, the Geo Core and White Mage, there are very sought-after jobs. If you wanted to do a melee job like that. Paladin's also another really easy and good job to do. We all here? Yeah, if you do pick Geo as your starting job, you will definitely get parties. So... I can definitely see that. I've always had a good time with JPs when they've been open to party with English players. Not all of them are. Well, this was actually funny. Just like not long before the stream, I saw a shout where someone was basically like, "Why do people still shout in what is it? Auto translate on a mostly English server?" Well, it's like so you can still actually connect with other people, and there's lots of reasons for it. But I think just being able to connect with Japanese and just non-speaking English is useful. There's no reason why you should limit who you're connecting with. Destroyed. Why not? I can see him being very anti-American player. It is actually a really strong pickup group. Having, Dark Knight who has a fully upgraded and augmented, mythic weapon is definitely nice. it's not the Job Point campaign at the moment, but it's going to be the Job Point campaign starting the 11th of this month. Starting on the 11th is when campaigns kick in. So yeah, honestly, next month would be a really good time to resub. It's with Dark Matter, double Omen cards, I think is what it is, or double Light. I can't remember which it is, and yeah, XP campaign. If you're thinking about resubbing, it's definitely going to be a good time to resub. I got an 11. Might as well let them keep on rolling. The new ambuscade sword is ridiculous for Corsair. It's possibly the best sword you're gonna want to use, especially if you're using Savage Blade. I don't think there's... What the heck? Yes, the Coalition place. It's the Peacekeeper Coalition in East Adelan. I believe it's the one that's north. If you're looking at the map, you have like the auction house, you have your Mog House down here, then you have, I think, the Scouts Coalition, and you have like, here's the middle area where the zone line is to go to West Adelan, and then you have the Peacekeepers Coalition up there. I think it's called like Craggy or Fraggy Bluff. It's a Golka NM. He's all the way in the back corner. He's the one that sells the bailed weapons. It's 3k bailed for a 119 weapon. It's going to be on the later pages because he sells item level weapons that aren't 119, but he does sell 119 stuff. Was that death? Why do you hate playing core? I have fun playing core. I know if you gear it right in terms of TPing, you can do ridiculous damage along with buffing the party. I personally like core. It's something that I do want to do on this character at some point. Is he invincible? You little sucker. It's a decent earring. And I think I've used that occasionally on my main paladin. Hey Folko, welcome to the screen. Okay, yeah. The thing is, I had fun with core before having Aeonic, but Aeonic gun is ridiculous. It really is. Like, I really enjoy Aeonic gun. Doing, like, ridiculous last stands are a ton of fun. Are you on Asura? I can try and help you a little bit. I mean, on my main, with a friend, we can either solo or duo everything except for tier 4's Warden of Courage and Kieran. So... Oh yeah, Aeonics are definitely harder to get done than I think a lot of people put it off to. It can be actually the hardest to obtain ultimate weapon or the easiest to obtain ultimate weapon, depending on other people and what jobs they have access to and how well geared and everything. So it's very relative. Like I said, it can be the easiest or the hardest to obtain ultimate weapon. That's the best way to put it. It really comes down to, you know, who you know. How do I have 2 haste icons? Well, this is haste. This is fast cast from the Rune Fencer. There's a JA they do. So this is just fast cast. And then this is haste from the Geo bubble. Like as soon as I pop, I'm gonna lose that second, the haste all the way on the right on the bottom. I'm gonna lose it as soon as I pop, but if he drops another bubble, it'll pop back up. He was down, but he just got the haste, so now it's back up. Okay, I'm not popping. This isn't crit weapon skill, so... I don't even think we ever broke the horn. We had like a 50 DD the whole damage taken. I'm like doing horrible on all the lots, but it doesn't matter. I really want the clears. Because after this, all she'll need to finish Aeonic Great Axe is the tier 4s. It's going to be interesting trying to set up boots for that battle, since everyone on Asura likes to do summoner burns. Where is I want to pop the poison buffer? Now think about it, we're doing like light-based weapon skill. This isn't gonna work. Unless he just so happens to get staggered from casting darkness. Yeah, we'll see. The zombie effect now. regardless. Which one is it? Oh, it was this one. There you go. There's 3 deaths now. On a slow day, there's more than 1K. Let's see. Yeah, see, 2.7. He definitely gets up to 3K. On a slow day, I mean, maybe 2K, 1.8. So. Yeah, that's why everyone comes to Asura, and that's how you can. Asura and I think Bahamut are probably going to be the only servers where you can really, like, say, clear Aeonic with nothing but pickup groups. I mean, I'm sure you can do it in theory on any server, but it's just going to get that much more difficult. her last. Because I know she resets your JAs. Let me actually get Vorseals while we're waiting on weakness. Sweet, so I now have all the Vorseals except for tier 4s. It's definitely nice. You can order a nipple drink from Amazon. Ah, thanks. I'll stick with my whiskey though. Dang, what happened? Happy with my 1 great axe. It'll be better for someone else who doesn't happen to have war level. spread my shadows in like 2 seconds. That was a mistake standing behind it. Scorching Lash. I'm not sure why. I remember back in the day you would prefer that over some of these frontals. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I get why they discontinued support for 11 for the 360 and the PS4. Let's say PS4. For the PS2, I get it. It's, old technology. It's harder to keep up with stuff. But I don't get why they were able to port it to console. Why could they not port it to, newer consoles? Well, it definitely can be handled on PS4. Xbox One and Switch. They could definitely do it. I mean, the reason is the game's advanced more, and it's just for what they were trying to do with it. Because like you now have so much stuff going on in terms of particle effects and different things, you can't really keep up because like I was getting lag in my PC that was significantly better than PS2, and I just upgraded the video card and now it's doing so much better. And this is worlds better than PS2. It definitely you couldn't keep up on a PS2 nowadays with everything going on. I do get why they discontinued support for it. I just don't get why they don't put it out for the newer gaming systems because they could totally handle it. Yeah, PS2 definitely couldn't handle everything that's going on now. There's just no way. I mean, that's the whole thing. They kept screaming for years. They were like, oh, well, we can't increase, space beyond 80 because PS2 limitations. And then they came out with, like, your Moghouse 2 and all the other stuff. And your, not gobby bags, but your Mog bags and stuff, so. But yeah, they've been screaming, oh, we can't do this or that or the other because of PS2 limitations for a very long time. So I'm just surprised they haven't done more than they have since you can't use that excuse anymore. But then again, I know they're working with a very small developer team. Solstice. Why would you? I think I. Yeah, you can. That's our point. Yeah. Why would you attack it? You're wasting more time now. Alright, I guess we're done. Alright, I guess that's it. See, did I even get anything good? I don't think I did. Although, just getting the clears is more than enough. Anytime. Let's free up this space. So yeah, I'm gonna, at this point, considering that was the only goal was to do the tier 1s, I'm gonna wrap it up, but I mean, I'm gonna be running around and doing some stuff in town, turning my stones and stuff. So I'm gonna go through comments, so if anyone has any questions, now's a great time. I'll be happy to go through questions, because I am gonna make it a short stream, but like I said, I'm happy to stick around and talk to anyone who wants to talk, you know, for a little bit before I, you know, hit the sack for tonight. It's been a very long day for me. So like, I was actually on the verge today of being like, I really don't want to stream, but it's like I haven't streamed the last 2 Thursdays. Yes, I streamed on Fridays, but I didn't have the mic. I didn't have, you know, the camera going just because of, you know, my whole setup being a mess, and then I wasn't feeling good. So, but, so yeah, and like I said, since today is rough, I'm gonna cut it short. But again, if anyone has any questions, and like I said, that was all my fault for old Shuck. Well, not all my fault, but yeah, I wasn't aware we needed to stay to his front. No worries. Did I almost cap merits? Yeah, I should turn some in. Okay, so let me get back to chat or comments. Everyone getting +1 and +2 AF was an accomplishment. Yes. You want me to go solo Ranny? I can go solo Ranny. The thing about it is you'd want to be proccing blue. So war would be my best bet. And I won't use the ambuscade weapons either, but I'll go I'll go kill Ranny real quick before ending the stream. The question is, do I have a Ranny pop? Turn in some of these merits so I'm not wasting them. What is this? I have thought about setting up a link shell. Trust me, I have thought about that. The problem with setting up a link shell is it takes a decent amount of time on my part, and right now that's like the biggest commodity. I actually just started a business. Actually, it was on Easter with my business coach, because I have another small business where I just like sell stuff. Was selling it on Amazon, but now I'm selling on eBay. Alright. And we actually just started up a business on Easter, so like a lot of my time's been going to that. I wanted to actually have the stream, like streaming to Twitch and YouTube and stuff at the same time, and I started getting that set up, but that's been a major pain, and I just haven't had time to go back to trying to set it up again. But alright, so let's see. Can I solo it? Was solo Ranny? Yeah, Ranny's really easy to solo. I have a video on YouTube. Here, let me see if I can find it. I think I did it on a stream. I can't even remember. I've definitely have video somewhere of soloing Ranny. Can't think of where it is, and I don't feel like digging at the moment. But we can go just kill it right now. I live in Maryland. Well, thank you. So now, yeah, now I get to go through and figure out, you know, like non-summoner burn strats to go through all the tier 4s. I have a couple ideas for some of them. It's gonna be like Zerd's gonna be a big hurdle. Zerd, and I can't think of the other one. The freaking giant bird thing that has like that whirlwind crap going on. Has like a bunch of the bird pets also. Alright, so what's the desert? Yep, I am East Coast. Actually, and not just Maryland, Baltimore. So it's like about 3 miles away from the ocean, but right near the harbor though. Get to the harbor in under 20 minutes if there's no traffic. Actually, you can probably get to the harbor, depending on which part of the harbor you're talking about, faster than that. Probably in under 10. Alright, so a big thing that's going to be for this. Here, let's actually make this challenging, although it's not going to be exactly. Let's see. Equip. Well, actually, I didn't bring it with me, did I? I guess we'll do 19 then. Yeah, there we go. Because I can do something that's not item level. Because honestly, he's not terribly difficult. Yeah, everything's going to be item level. I don't have the bailed weapon, but What's my highest? Probably Joy Toy. Alright, so we're doing RR, VV, and Apocalypse. You definitely want like Raise Rune and VV for this. Do I actually have a pop? That's a good question. I don't even remember what it is. What is it? It's like the rusted... Let's just go find out. Depends what you Crewer is worth something, because it's worth it because you use it to equip your stuff. But you can always, if you wanted to make Gil with it, you can always buy like the Pearl and what is it? I think it's Teal, and I can't remember what the other, the Pink, the Aura. You can always buy that gear and sell, and that gear actually sells for a decent amount of money. It's like it's not anything that's like crazy mind-blowing money, but it's still decent money. Like I'd say probably 50K a piece. So that's a good thing. Plus another good thing to do for like what I did for Summoner when I was actually doing trials for Nirvana. I'd come in here. I built a damage taken set. I would gather up a crap ton of mobs, pop a brew, and that way I was just able to keep popping Garland of Bliss just over and over and over again, and of course it's just one-shotting them. So, I mean, burning your Crewer for a bunch of brews so you can burn through trials. Let's see, can I actually pop this? Broken Spike, Rustic Gear, okay. So, no. What am I missing? Apparently I'm missing both items. Great. I mean, let's see how many stones. I probably have more than 4K stones on my main. Let's see how many stones I have on her. Probably not a K, but I mean, stones aren't anything big at this point. Oh, I do have a K. Alright. We're just gonna go... No, I was gonna summon Trust, I was about to. I mean, the big thing is getting drops at this point. Which actually... Nice. Hold on a second, though. I don't want to waste my time. And those... Oh no, it is rusted chariot gear. Okay, so I do have that. So then the broken iron spike. Okay. Raging Axe? Well, not that it matters. Okay, don't have a pop. Come on. What is this thing? Garbage is what that is. Come on. Get the pop already, did I? No. I would have gotten it this far since I have TH2. I don't know what that is. Hyperions aren't too bad. They are very time consuming though. Oh, you're talking Dancer Mythic? No, definitely Empyreans are definitely easier to get than Mythics. I will put it that way. What is it? It's like it's a sandy something. That's actually some decent stuff, but oh. Yeah, sandy shard, thank you. Let me make sure I don't happen to have it. Okay. Just because it's easier to get doesn't mean that it's, you know, not worth it to go through and get the harder thing. I mean, mythics are really good weapons. I know Dancer Mythic's supposed to be really good also, but I mean, it's just a general rule of thumb. There's just more work to do for mythics, especially if you haven't like cleared all of not Adeline. If you haven't cleared all the missions for Whitegate for for treasures, then yeah, it's just a lot more work than it would take to get Empyreans. There it is. Now let's hope I get the item off of this. But at least we know we'll have TH2 on it. Ideally, you'd want to do this as Thief. And again, I could see doing it for, doing it for Thief to get the pop. But then doing it for War if you're doing it solo just because blue procking is going to be better than Treasure Hunter. Come on, drop, 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 drop. Damn it. I mean, back in the day when this was top-end content, we used to 4-man it. We would 2 white mages, a thief, and a monk, and then make sure we do it on at nighttime when it's blunt time. So it was like we guarantee we have the proc. With thief, we would make sure we get treasure hunter on it, so we'd get like at least TH10 on it. I think we got 10. No, maybe it wasn't 10. Maybe we weren't that high. I'm trying to remember how much TH we would get on it. We'd make sure we get a lot. I want to say we did want to make sure we got 10 on it. Typically at least 8. Because at that point, I think, what is it? For the, what you had base. But yeah, we just proc it with monk and then get TH enough and then we just have the thief brew it. But you definitely don't need to brew nowadays. It's not any reason why I don't broadcast on Twitch. I've actually been in the process recently, trying to get myself set up so I am multicasting or simulcasting. I used to broadcast on Twitch way back. We're talking probably 4 or 5 years ago, but we didn't do it much. And then I just ended up, I stopped live streaming, ended up just posting to YouTube. And that's why I just started streaming on YouTube. It's not that why don't I stream on Twitch. And I am in the process of getting it, so I am going to be streaming. I don't want to stop streaming on YouTube, considering that's where I currently am at. But I do want to start streaming to both. I'll switch to lower here on Granny, but at this point, I'm just trying to farm, get this stuff done. Really? I'm not surprised. Typically, people do kill this if you're working on either, what is it, shield or heart. Look, you're standing out of range. Are you gonna pop? What's the other thing? What is it? It's like mercury from this thing? That's the other question. Do I happen to have that? Nope, don't have it. Okay, so what is going on then? Would have hoped TH2 would have been enough to make it drop after, you know, multiple pops. On Ninja Sub, so I can guarantee the key item for Ranny. There it is. So what would it be? I think it's piercing time. question mark down there? I don't remember. It pops around here somewhere. Actually, I should change. Works out anyway. I need the plates. Speaking of which, I should then, since I need the plates. Nice. Oh well, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Alright, so got the key item. Time for Randy. Ah, that's lame. Only one plate. Let's see. I'll try and kill it with Joy Toy. This should be interesting. Although I'm gonna try and proc it with blue. Let's see if I can. Is that an ability he used? I'm not sure what you're saying. Ability I used to tank for a couple seconds? Wait, where the heck? No. Wait, where the heck am I? I know where I am now. So you can see none of this gear, like, I am 119, well actually I'm technically not 119 because of the weapon. Yeah, 109. I don't have... I mean, I suppose I could use like this. I suppose that's not too cheap. That's like a little better than like... It's better than a bailed weapon, but... Let's see if actually I can do it at 109, because considering this was what? I can't remember what level content it is. Go 119? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna use the lower level stuff anyway to try and proc blue, because that's what you want to do, but if you look at my gear, it's not good gear that I have set up, and that's specifically the point, to show that it's like, you know, you can do this even if you're not super well geared. As long as you're 119, you should be able to handle it. It does make a big difference, though, because it matters for your trusts. Actually, isn't there multiple pops for this now that I think about it? Yeah, that's like, I don't know what. Being fucking stupid. There's, yeah, multiple pots. I don't remember what all the dirty anyway. I can't break through with a level 1 weapon. Alright, let's try something else. Can't use sword. I don't even know if this is right. I don't even know which window it is right now. Definitely dirty, especially since it healed it. Wish I could get a message. Okay, so I do get damage. He just had like stone skin or something. Okay, polearm. Did I do all of the weapon skills for polearm? Wheeling thrust impulse 5 screwer, so yeah, I can't do it. So, okay. So you said be 119, we'll just go this route. You can see he's not that hard. Now, granted, actually, I mean, I do have good Atlas. I have good Atlas and crew buffs, but I mean, you can see I'm not in that great gear. I'm not gear changing for weapon skills, so I mean I could be doing vastly better than I'm doing. Yeah, that's where casting meteor, that could... What is this? Like, it would have been nice if I cropped blue, but it is what it is. Who's he killed? He killed Almia, and he killed Shuriki, or whatever. How's that? It basically only works if he's casting magic, or she, I believe her name is technically a she. She's casting magic, magic damage heals her, she deals a 2 physical damage. That was always the trick if you were trying to brew, is you want to be able to switch. Good. I don't know what happened. My damage plummeted. Once he heals himself, one more weapon skill, and this will be done. Dang it. Really? Well, that was super cheap. Hopefully she still has a dot up and no one freaking claims it. So there we go. And like I said, obviously if I used my better gear would have destroyed it, but I mean, that's 119 gear, a lot of Alluvian skirmish, and even, what is it? Alluvian skirmish with not really good augments, Alluvian skirmish with no augments, yeah, 17 evasion, like and this has no augments. So I mean, all of it, and then all of this is, oh, I not... That should have been Spike Necklace. What happened there? Regardless, it, you know, it's low enough tier gear. Oh. Did I change it? Okay, I changed that one. I didn't change that one. If you're 119, though, you should be able to take Ranny without any problem. The goal's really going to be his procking blue. You should be able to, if you're 119, you should be able to take it, period. I wouldn't think there's a problem if you just do full trust. I mean, I just did it, like I said, no gear change, was all in like crappy gear if you're at least somewhat gear changing for optimization. Clearly using a better weapon. I am going to have job points, which is something you wouldn't have over that, but I mean, I wasn't really using JAs. The only time I popped, what is it, Berserk, just to try and, well, I wasn't thinking it was Stone Skin when I was using the Scythe to try and proc, but I was thinking I was just hitting for 0 because my attack was not enough with a level 1 weapon or whatever, so that's why I popped Berserk, but actually thinking about that, that doesn't make any sense considering the difference. But anyway, it was just ended up being Stone Skin, so I mean, if you go in there with actually, you know, your good weapon, you shouldn't really have a problem. But well, yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, I was debating about doing the tier 1s tonight solo. Granted, I probably wouldn't have gotten on through them all tonight, and I know I would have had lots of deaths, but I would have gotten through them, and I know I can beat them all, except for maybe Kist at this point solo. If I level up, like, Scholar or something else, I'm sure I could do it solo, but with the current jobs I have, I'm not sure how well I could do Kist solo. All the other ones I think I could do in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as always, may you have success in all you do.